Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make my blackberry raspberry slump. So first, I would recommend getting some frozen fruit. We need 24 ounces of fruit. You can use whatever fruit you want. I'm choosing raspberries and blackberries today. We're going to dump them in a medium saucepan. And then to this, we're going to add a third a cup of water. I'm going to add just a little bit of cinnamon, like a half a teaspoon. We're going to add a heaping half a cup of sugar. About a teaspoon of lemon juice, and then we're going to add the zest of a lemon. All right, and then we're going to turn this onto a medium heat, and we're going to stir it around until it's well combined. And now we're basically going to let this cook until it's nice and syrupy. In the meantime, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, while our berries are cooking down and our oven is preheating, we're going to make the dumpling dough, which is going to go on top. So we're going to add a cup of all-purpose flour. I have 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And then we're going to add in a third a cup of milk. I'm using soy milk. You can use whatever milk you want. 2 tablespoons of melted vegan butter, and then we're going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then using a spoon, we're going to mix this together until a wet kind of biscuit dough forms. All right, and this is what we're looking for. It looks like a very wet biscuit dough. We're just going to pop this in the fridge and let it chill for a little bit. Once our berries are ready, then we're going to put it in whatever casserole dish you want. I'm going to be using this heart ceramic pan, and then we'll plop on the dough on top. All right, after your mixture is nice and liquidy, I kind of like to macerate the berries a little bit just to help release some of their juices. We're going to, oh wait, I almost forgot. You want to spray this with a little bit of oil or rub it down with a little bit of vegan butter, just so it doesn't stick. Then you're going to carefully dump in your berry mixture. Perfect. Then you're going to carefully spoon out dollops of this dumpling dough that you made on top of your berry mixture. So I like to use 2 spoons when I do this and kind of compress it down a little bit before I dollop it on. Now we're going to carefully put it in our preheated oven. We're going to bake this for about 20 minutes or so. We'll check on it after 20. And I like to put a pan underneath this just in case there's any leakage. And after 20 minutes, your dumplings should be nice and brown on top. They should have expanded. It is helping to thicken up the berry mixture too. Now we're gonna let this cool. You don't want to eat it right now because it is like boiling hot. So we're gonna let this cool, and then I will scoop into it and show you guys how to serve it. All right, we've let this guy chill. Now it is time to scoop some of it out. And this serves about 9. I say 9 because that's like a dumpling per serving. Oof, just look at that. And you don't want to miss out on none of that syrupy, jammy goodness in there. So there we go. Now this is still warm. You could let it cool down even more and it'll thicken up more, but personally I like it when it's still warm because it helps melt the ice cream. And there it is, the raspberry blackberry slump. I hope you guys give this one a try this summer. Enjoy.